everybody, it's Femtrooper, and today I'm going to be reviewing Super Mario Bros. Wonder. Every time I beat a game, I like to come on here and talk about it. For me, it's kind of like a diary and a way of keeping track of every game that I've beat. Sometimes they're old, sometimes they're new. It's kind of whatever I'm playing. This time, I played a more recent game, Super Mario Bros. Wonder, and I want to know if you guys played it or picked it up or you're waiting for Christmas. Tell me, what did you think of this? Because it's been a long time coming since we've got a new Super Mario, 2D platformer. So let's talk about it. Super Mario Bros. Wonder is an excellent 2D platformer. I can definitely say that for sure. When I first went into this game, I went in with very, very high expectations. I was so hyped for this. It's unbelievable. I feel like we haven't gotten a new, 2D Mario game forever. And for me, I was just so hyped. I mean, the last one we really got, and I know it was also a remake, was, 3D World with Bowser's Fury. But to me, it's like a 3D World is like a in-between. It's not a traditional 2D platformer. So this was a big deal. We haven't got one of these for a while. So yeah, high expectations. So I played the game, and overall, this game is really, really good. And you know what's weird is that it took me to finishing the game. It took me until I played the last level and beat the final boss to actually appreciate it and truly realize that yes, it is a solid game. That kind of sounds weird, why would I say that? But what I mean is, when I first played it, there was something that wasn't grabbing me. I don't want to say that it felt soulless, but in a way it did. I just wasn't getting the same magic that I got from Super Mario World or something a bit older. And I know that's really bad, because I know I'm never ever going to get that childlike sense of wonder that I got as a kid when I played some of those games in the 90s. I know that, but I tell myself I'm going to, and I don't know if any of you guys are like that, because I'm really bad with that. I get so hyped with a game, and I'm like, oh, it's gonna feel like Christmas 1997, and it never does, because it never can. So I need to chill out on those feelings that I think I'm going to get, but I digress. That's what's going on. I beat the game, I got to the very end, and I remember thinking, that was really good. That was a solid, excellent, really good Mario game. So what happens is this game starts off, like most of them, starts off fairly easy and generic. You're always in a similar, basic world, and then things kind of progress and get more crazy. And the one thing that I will give this game is that it kind of starts off easy, but then quickly gets very interesting. All the levels are different and unique. You're not just playing through an ice level or, a level in in a desert. They're all unique and different, where you're like, oh, that's kind of a weird level. They're all like that. They're all interesting. I really give them props for the creativity on this one. For a 2D Mario platformer, definitely one of the most creative in terms of level design. The big gimmick or power-up that they brought to this one is the elephant. And I remember thinking, that's kind of stupid, and I wasn't really feeling it. But I have to say, it is pretty cool. It's not necessarily the best power-up, out of all of them throughout the years. It's okay, but I did really enjoy it. So, for the purposes of this game, it's great. It's not the best power-up they've ever done. It is kind of weird, and I'm still not, in love with it, but it definitely worked for the game, and I enjoyed it. So, in terms of enjoyment, the game doesn't fail. It really, really, really comes through and is top-notch in every way. I have to say that, first party Nintendo games, they're always really good. They usually don't fail. So yeah, this one's really good. But the elephant was kind of, as much as I enjoyed it, I'm still kind of I'm not 100% sold on it, if you know what I mean. You can play as a lot of different characters in this. This is not just a Mario Luigi kind of situation. So I actually played the entire game as Toadette, which is why my footage that I'm showing is Toadette. So I really liked her. She's really small, and I don't know, she worked really well, so that's how I experienced the game, so just a heads up on that. But it'd be fun to replay it maybe as Peach, or maybe as Luigi, or whatever. It might be fun to play it as a different character, but overall, I really enjoyed my experience with her as the main character, and just going through the levels. Definitely really fun. The music in this game, it's funny because I thought it was just really not that great at first, and then by the end of the game, I was like, yeah, it's actually pretty good. So my overall thoughts on this game is that it definitely took a little bit for me to really appreciate it. So yeah, the first few worlds, I was like, it's okay, it's really good, this is a solid Mario game. But then as I got through and got to the last, maybe last 3 worlds or so, I was like, holy smokes, this game is actually really good. Like, it's really, really good. It's just, it took a while for me to feel that. So again, these are just thoughts that I'm bursting out here, but I'm just telling you because I have heard that from other people, that it did take a little bit for them to be like, yeah, this is good. It didn't grab me at first. It definitely does take a little bit. Now, that doesn't mean that it's bad. It just means it definitely is going to take a while for you to be like, this is the best. It's good, so you're going to be happy with it from the first level. It's just, and maybe you're not. Maybe you're going to actually love it from the first level. But for me, it just took a while for me to be like, oh my god, this is actually one of the best Mario games they've ever done. It just took a while for me to realize that, which also makes me think I definitely need to replay this at some point because I really like platformers. One thing that was kind of strange to me was all the worlds are laid out and you can go to different ones and they're all, had a theme or whatever. But then within the worlds, there's different badges you can collect to kind of assist you during different levels. And so the level would maybe be like a 30-second thing. So it was kind of weird, and I'll be honest, not a huge fan. I really just want to go through traditional levels. That's me. I don't really like side stuff. I go through a game. I don't want to say this to sound bad, but I do kind of go through a game as quickly as possible and all that stuff. So this is a game that you can spend a long time on, longer than I did. Go back, and I will say, if you want a challenge, this game does have secret worlds that you can access that are quite challenging and not required to beat the game. So if you want to check those out, if you're really into this kind of game, definitely go to those secret worlds and go through those levels. And yeah, in terms of challenge, I would say that this game was not necessarily hard, but gave a good challenge. Does that make sense? What I mean by that is, yeah, I could get through all the levels, no problem, but there were some where it would take me 4 or 5 times because I just kept dying at the same spot, or, if you don't plan something properly, you just die. I definitely had a few moments where I was like, because, I just keep dying, and it was like, okay, calm down, you got this. It's not, impossible. It's definitely very, very doable. This is definitely something you can get through, but just know that there are a few levels where you're like, oh, there is a little bit of a challenge there, and I really appreciate that because I do actually like a challenge in platformers. It makes it more fun. So overall, this game to me is solid. It's a really good game, and yeah, I would probably give it a 10 out of 10 because it is just really, really, really good. There's nothing really bad about it. It's just I went in with a weird expectation that I'm going to be it's going to be like Christmas morning in the 90s, and I'm going to be, experiencing a brand new thing for the first time, and it's like, no, you're in your 30s, it's 2023, this is just a Mario game, get over yourself, I need to chill. So just know that, that's sort of why it took me a little bit to get into it. But if you don't go in with that stupid attitude, you might actually like it from level 1. So those are my thoughts on Super Mario Bros. Wonder. It's an excellent platformer. It is really, really good. I had a lot of fun with it, and I will say, in terms of creativity, this is probably one of the most creative, if not the most creative, Super Mario Bros. 2D platformer they've ever done. So, highly, highly recommend it. Check it out. See what you think of the elephant. See what you think of these levels. I am curious if you've played it or not, so please let me know in the comments below. And as always, please like and subscribe, and I will see you guys in my next video.